Packing toiletries for a cruise is one of the biggest challenges. After all, cruise cabin bathroom space is limited. You might be flying and trying to adhere to the 3-1-1 liquid rule, or you might even be trying to pack carry-on only and be a little bit more minimalist. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, whether you are trying to get a little bit more organized when it comes to your toiletries, or you're here for the DIY toiletry hacks, you are going to love this video. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 different ways that you can organize your toiletry bag to really work for you. And I tried, quite a few hacks that really work, and one, I can't wait to show you. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. So first, I want to show you 3 different ways that you could organize your toiletries for your cruise and for when you're traveling in general, because each of us are different, and honestly, each trip might be different. If you're packing carry-on only one time, or if you're going on a longer trip another time and you're checking a bag, that is going to be a little bit different. Now, starting with perhaps one of the best things for checked luggage, and this is the hanging toiletry bag system. That's available in a couple of different sizes. I will share that with you in a couple of minutes. But I did try something new, and I actually had this about 6 years ago, and I like to call this the hanging pouch system. So this bag actually has, and I'll show you how we pack it after. I just re-bought this item, so it is nice and fresh. And you can see that these pouches that are plastic, sorry for the noise, they come apart. So what's really unique is that you could pack each one sort of separately, and then when you're packing it into your luggage, you can place it in different parts. So that makes it a little bit better to pack. You still have a little handle, so it can be hung as well in the bathroom. And the third system is the TSA approved clear pouch. Now, this is what I used for my last cruise when we did pack carry-on only. Now, maybe you are trying to pack a little bit less, or maybe just pack in smaller quantities. After all, if you're going away for a week or even 2 weeks, you probably don't need as much as you think for that amount of time. That's at least what I found when I started to use some of these travel size containers. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do, and I'll share these sort of little hacks along the way. Decant your products and put them in smaller containers. So you can see this is a very, very small container. This is my husband's hair paste. And because we were flying carry-on only, it was the first time that he brought a smaller quantity. And honestly, he thought that he would need more than this amount. This was completely full. It was meant for 5 days. He has come home with probably still half a container. Bring a smaller makeup or cosmetic bag. Now, this is the bag I was bringing before. I still love it. I shared it a few months ago in a video. And if I'm driving, this might still be something that I bring. Let me just show you in case you are checking your luggage. You might still like this, and you could even use it every day at home. It undoes nice and sort of open like a box. So I like that. But in any case, I started to use a smaller makeup bag because I found I was using a little bit less makeup even on a vacation. But I have a little bit of a tip as to how you can bring less products with you, not those big bottles. So what I have been doing is this little hack. I have been taking half foundation, half moisturizer, and putting it into this little travel size container. And in that way, honestly, it gives you a little bit more sheer coverage, which I kind of like for vacation. Now, I have another little tip. When it comes to makeup, try to think of smaller sizes that you could bring, or just ways that you could bring even solids instead of liquids. So as an example, I have an eyeshadow pencil that I started to use recently. And I actually started to use it because I was going on a trip and I wanted to bring a little bit less. I wanted to leave the eyeshadow palette at home, so I can put this just on my upper eyelid. I like the color especially for vacation, and I can take a little bit of bronzer and put it on my upper eyelids if that's something that I want to do, and it definitely takes up a lot less space. Now, the other thing is, while I was at the store, I was at, I think it was Nordstrom or Macy's, and they had some sample sizes when I bought other items. Like this is of mascara, so it's definitely a small size and I could bring it just for traveling. Bring lip balm instead of lip gloss. Now I have to say, I don't follow this rule because I bring lip gloss, I just happen to like it. But I ended up reading that lip balm doesn't count as a liquid, it is a solid. So you could find tinted lip balms, including the Neutrogena kind that I often mention. I really like it, and especially if you're going to a sunny destination, that might be all you need. Pack solid shampoos and conditioners. Now, I have this brand. I started to use it a few months ago, and I have to say, don't use it regularly. And then sometimes I'm reminded, why have I not used it? I actually used the conditioner today, blew dry my hair, and I think it's actually in better condition than most of the time when I use my regular shampoo. Now I wanted to show you what I meant about the pouches. So for instance, this is one of the pouches that goes with that toiletry bag, and in it I have a little razor here with a cover. I have a toothbrush with a little toothbrush cover. I have my solid shampoo and conditioner, for instance, and I can keep all of that and I can just put it into my suitcase in different spots, a little bit like doing a puzzle, so I don't have to keep it all in one space. Now, by the way, I probably should have mentioned this earlier in the video, but all of the different items that I am showing you, I am gonna leave them all linked down below in the description under the video title. Clothing care. So you might wanna wash some laundry during your clothes, or you may just wanna get wrinkles out, but I have a little extra tip. So firstly, when it comes to washing your items, you could bring, instead of bringing like a laundry pod, you could bring a little laundry sheet. And if you do have a washing machine that you could use on your cruise ship, then this is very handy. Don't buy it on the cruise ship because honestly, I think it's $3 or $3.50 per wash just for like the product. So it really does add up, and you can just put this right into your suitcase, like in the little pouch, and it'll even make items smell good if you did buy the item like with the scent. This is fresh linen, but you could buy unscented as well. And bring little shout wipes or a Tide to Go pen. I ended up finding out that the shout wipe works better on pen marks. Don't ask me how, but now I have been bringing a couple of pouches of these. And Downy wrinkle release for wrinkles in your clothing. But I might have something better, and this does come courtesy of some of my different viewers. Now, what they said is to make your own wrinkle release spray. Now, the idea was you take a little bit of liquid fabric softener and you put some water in it, and then what will happen is it will make its own wrinkle spray. But honestly, I don't have liquid fabric softener, so I did Google this and I found out that you can take a laundry sheet. So you probably have that at home. You've got one or the other. Now, the nice thing about the laundry sheet is that you could bring this on the cruise and like this and not put the water in. I just did this for demonstration purposes, but what you can do is you can take your little fabric softener sheet, you can put it into a little bottle like this, and then when you're on the cruise ship, you just add your water, keep it in your cabin, and spritz it onto your clothing. Ideally, the way it works is use a little bit of shower steam, tug on the clothing a little bit, and honestly, for many fabrics, this does work really well. Now, if you like that hack and might even use it in the future, please let me know down in the comments below. Mini soap sheets. I think these are really cute, and I actually used them, well, I have a couple, so I'll just put one down, but I used these right, I guess, after the pandemic because, you know, we were all disinfecting and washing our hands all the time, and I really wanted to have soap with me. I prefer this to disinfectant. So really good. These come in a pack of like 4 or 5, and you can even keep this in your purse or your travel bag, anywhere, even for everyday use. Now, by the way, if you're planning a cruise and you are trying to stay organized, I do have the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. Now, the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner is a 47-page downloadable printable cruise planner that you could use from the moment that you book your cruise all the way through embarkation and disembarkation. It includes cruise packing lists, cruise budget forms, cruise shore excursion planning forms, and more, so that you can stay organized and make sure that you do not forget a thing. Plus, you could print out only the pages that you want for as many cruises as you go on. Now, if you are interested in seeing what's included in the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner, I'll leave all of the information linked down below in the description of the video in case you do want to check it out. Now, I did want to share you another little product that I think is just a must-have for people who go on a cruise, and it's Poo-Pourri spray. You can spray this in the bathroom toilet, and it really is supposed to be sprayed before you go. it does work even if you do it after. In any case, this is a really small mini one, and you can get a pack of 3, and you can keep one even in your handbag. So if you go to somebody's house or anything and you need it, so very handy. And I'm all about trying to find those smaller items, so I'm so glad I did. Bring a small scissor. Now, don't bring anything too sharp, and don't bring anything that is longer, the blade, than 4 inches, because that will likely get confiscated. But a small scissor is perfect, and I'll tell you for a couple of reasons. One of them is, for instance, my little laundry sheet. I cut it in half because that size fits better, and it really is enough in that size bottle. But something else that I do, you can see here, this is actually just makeup removal wipes. I have these from Costco, and it's a pretty big package. So what I did instead is each wipe, I cut them in half, and then what I do is I put about 15 or so into that little baggie, and then you could even bring it in your carry-on in that liquid bag. Now I have another hack coming, but I did first want to show you a little bit closer this toiletry bag. So this is the size that you could use to go through the TSA security when you are flying, and I find it's really just the perfect size, and I like the fact that it stands up on its own. It really does hold up well, and not only can it be used like really for when you're flying, but you can use this to pack your cosmetics, you can use this to pack your cruise essentials and more. Collect freebies and samples that you can use for traveling later on. So not everything that you bring on a cruise or that you travel with has to cost money. So you can get samples sometimes from maybe your hairdresser or even from a store at the mall. And by the way, so my hairdresser, she's super nice. She'll give me some samples that she gets. And of course, I don't ask her to give me anything that would cost her money. So she tells me she does get these for free. But as well, like we were on a celebrity cruise and we had some makeup wipes. I just brought them with me because even for the way home when we were traveling, they were handy to have in the airplane. And you know, just different products. This is even a shower cap. I take these from every time I'm in a hotel, or if a cruise does have them, I take them because later on I will end up using them for my shoes, to wrap them in my luggage. I actually find for lady shoes in particular, I think they might even work better than shoe bags. Oh, and even this hand lotion, by the way, make sure that you bring hand lotion on a cruise. Sometimes it can be very hard to find, and something, you know, the way you're on a plane and your hands get very dry. Well, think about that on a cruise, because you're not just there for a few hours, you're there for days. So you really do want to make sure you bring hand lotion. This was a really nice hand lotion that we got at a hotel that we were staying at. I think it might have been in Europe. And so I did bring it with me, and I still love it. Use silicone toiletry covers to prevent any leaks. Now, if you're bringing full-size toiletry bottles, these will work. And by the way, you don't always have to be minimalist when it comes to your toiletries. Like for instance, we were on a 2-week holiday in Florida, then we went on a cruise. So of course, I did end up going with full-size toiletries because I used them at the hotel, etc. And in that case, that's where having a larger hanging toiletry bag is really going to come in handy. This is the large size, by the way. I love it. It's my favorite one by the company Bag Smart. Sorry, it's not completely unpacked. But this is just so good, so spacious, and even each different compartment, like one compartment can be your medication and first aid items, toiletries for men, toiletries for women, little items, tweezers, nail file, etc. So you can really have everything you need, and it does hang up like this, either in a hotel room or in your cruise cabin. Now the medium size is just a little bit smaller, but it does really still hold a lot, and it hangs, and it really does make a very good toiletry organization system. Now I have another little hack for you, and again, it's using these little containers, and these are really good because they do have these little covers so that they're not going to leak. And then what you can do is you just can kind of lift that up, close it up for your moisturizer or any other items you need, hair products, etc. But I'm going to show you what I did here. Now I found this little hack, I think it was on TikTok, and I Googled it, and it seemed like it really did work, and I tried it, and it does. So this actually smells, you can't smell it, but it smells like perfume, because what I did is I took my favorite perfume and I sprayed a little bit of it into Vaseline. I mixed it up, and then what you can do is you can put just a little bit, you know, on your skin, and it smells really nice. It's not as strong as when you spray perfume on directly, but apparently there's something about the Vaseline that it actually does absorb into your skin, and it really makes it smell nice. So if you are somebody who likes to wear perfume, it's not going to be a solid, by the way. Vaseline is still considered a liquid for the TSA rule, but this will still be still a small amount, so that you don't have to bring this big bottle and you don't have to like decant it into an atomizer. Now I'm going to leave all of the items that I mentioned in this video linked down below in the video description, along with the LifeWell Cruise Ultimate Cruise Planner. And I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know, what are some of the ways that you pack your toiletries for a cruise? And let me know any additional hacks and tips that you have down in the comments. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy cruising.